Hello, I'm Jenna. Welcome to our Shvat flow. This is a very beautiful Hebrew month where we get to celebrate TuB'Shevat on the 15th of the month, celebrating the trees and the tree of life. So you do not need any props for this flow. I will meet you on the mat. Let's go. We will begin in seed pose. So getting really small like a seed, bringing the inner knees together, sitting on the heels, and pressing the forehead down. You can let the backs of the palms rest on the mat, or my favorite variation is holding the ankles and letting the elbows soften. Breathing here in your seed pose. And as you feel very small, like a seed in the ground, we are emerging from the winter dark month of Tevet. And Jill Hammer says that the month of Tevet is like the seed in the soil. It's a dark month. We're all emerging from our own darkness. And it's a place where it could feel lonely, it could feel uncertain, it could feel, you could feel fear. But just like a seed in the soil, although it's dark, it is nourished and surrounded by Mother Earth, by healthy substance that is allowing us to grow. So feel yourself emerging from that darkness, and what emerges from there is new insight, is new life, new nutrients that allow us to rise into this month of Shvat. So let's take a few more breaths here, honoring all the dark places that you have come from. And then reach your hands in front of you and open the knees in an extended child's pose, lengthening the spine. Stretching out. And then inhaling up, sitting on the hips and bringing the knees in. This is like the first blossoming out of the soil, just like the top pops out of the ground and we see a little bit of sunlight, we see a little bit of revelation, perhaps why we suffered, why we were in the darkness, and we begin to feel as though it gave us strength to rise. So now we are in the month of Shvat, above ground. Last month was below ground. Now we are above the soil. So let's just move around, undulating the spine, kind of like a serpent, making some nice waves. As if we're coming out of our hibernation and we're waking up the body. TuB'Shevat is a celebration of the warm rising sap. In the Gemara, it's known as saraf. The saraf begins to rise up the tree, warming the tree with sweet nectar of new life. So feel something rising in you. And saraf means fire. So despite being a cold month still, there's a fire rising upwards. Nice. And then on the heels, we'll continue sinking the hips And just rolling the shoulders back. Feels so nice, doesn't it? Rolling it back. Just checking here that we're still together. And then rolling it forward, big circular motions. Nice. And then set the palms down and tuck the toes, lifting up right away into a downward facing dog. As we lift up above ground, we rise towards the sun, just like a tree reaches and grows towards the sun, lifts its leaves to the sun. We also grow towards our source and look at our inspiration above. So let's take a few vinyasas just to warm up and focus on that upward movement, that rising movement as we go from looking at the ground to looking at the sky. Take a light bend in the knees, hop or jump to the top of your mat and fold. So we're looking at the ground, and Kabbalah says that the difference between a human and a plant is that the plant's root, the head, is in the ground, in the soil, but our roots are above. And we were designed to look upwards in an upward spine, just like the tree has an upward vertical spine. We also do, so that we can look above and remember where our root is, where we come from. So let's inhale, rolling up the spine, feeling that lift of consciousness as we rise from the earth, from the darkness, towards the sunlight, towards the sky above. Exhale, hands to the heart. Take a deep inhale and exhale, release the hands. Inhale, sweep them high. Exhale, swan dive forward. Inhale, flat back. Just warming up. Set the palms down. Step back into a very brief plank. And we'll lower all the way to the mat. Connecting with the Adamah, where all the trees come from. Inhale, just peel the chest off the mat. And exhale, downward facing dog. Few breaths here, feeling yourself lifting out of that seed stage into the sprouting above ground. We've had our time germinating. We've had our time in the sustenance, the soil, and now we get to grow, evolve, and change. Light bend in the knees, hop or jump forward, exhale, fold. Inhale, rise with purpose, reaching up towards the sunlight. Exhale, hands to the heart. Inhale, fill up the body with the same breath that is in reciprocation with the trees. An intimate relationship with the trees, even if you're inside. And exhale, release the hands. Inhale, sweep them high, fingertips above the crown. Exhale, dive forward. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, palms down. Brief plank. This time, chaturanga. And we'll inhale the heart forward, lifting through the crown. Exhale, flipping the toes, downward facing dog. Connect to the earth through the palms and the feet. And the element of the month of Shvat is wind. So even though we're grounding, we can also find subtle sways of movement, just like a tree is rooted but sways in the wind. And we'll also pay extra attention to how the breath moves through us, the ruach, the avir, the air that sweeps through our body with every inhale and exhale. Let's gaze forward and we'll hop to the top of the mat in a squat. Hands to the heart. Let's begin by connecting with the very lowest base of the tree, the roots. And in Kabbalah, the roots are the malchus, seated in the feet and in the womb. Feeling yourself weighted down, gravity pulling you down, connecting to the roots growing below you. And our roots are what we belong to, where we feel at home, and who has brought us to this present moment. Sinking downwards, and then pressing the palms forward, and let's bring the heels linear to the toes, fold, and inhale to rise into a mountain pose. Let's reach the hands high and feel the roots grow downwards from the soles of the feet into the earth. And then bring the hands on the low belly. The low belly is also the place of Malchus, the womb. And this is our root place also because it connects us to our ancestors, to our mother, our matriarchs, all that have come before us and allowed us to be here and practice now and taste the sweet fruits on TuB'Shvat. So feeling both the womb and the feet. Asking yourself what brings you a sense of belonging. And then bring the toes wide and again descend down into your squat. Feeling the feet heavy on the ground. And the roots of our Jewish collective are our matriarchs and our patriarchs, our rituals, our stories, everything that has brought us to being a healthy trunk of a people. So from the roots, we will lift up into our trunk. So bring the hands down and the knees under the hips into all fours. And let's just focus for a minute on the torso, the trunk of the body. So whereas the roots connects to the Kabbalistic Sphira of Malchus, the trunk, which is the torso and the heart, corresponds with Tiferet, which is harmony, beauty. It's an integration of all pieces of ourself. So let's bring the knees together and activate the trunk by sending the left heel back and the right fingertips forward. Reach and breathe. Inhale. Exhale, elbow to knee. Hug it in. Inhale, extend and look forward. And exhale, release the knee and right palm. Other side, right heel back, left fingers forward, gaze in front of you as you open. Exhale, elbow to knee, pull it in. Inhale, extend. Exhale, release. One more on each side at your own pace. And the trunk represents our core self, the core of who you are. It is formed by our life experiences, our childhood, our family, It makes us you. Let's lift the knees and activate the trunk in plank pose. And our trunk asks us to ponder, what are our core values? Who am I? Always option to bring the knees down here. And let's bend the knees and inhale the hips up, sink the heels, down dog. Inhale, slide forward into your plank. Exhale, bend the knees. Inhale, lift the hips. Exhale, sink the heels. Let's go through that a few more times, feeling the dynamic movement of the core, stable and sturdy, like the trunk of a tree. One more time, feeling your sturdiness. Beautiful. Nice. Now let's bring the feet to touch and we'll inhale the right leg high behind us. Exhale, bring the right foot between the hands and the left heel down. So we're coming into the branches of our tree. The branches are like our limbs, our legs, and our arms. Kabbalistically, they represent, in the spherotic tree of life, Chesed, Gevurah, and Netzach, and Hod. So stepping the right foot forward, this is our Netzach leg. Inhale the hands above the crown. Netzach means confidence, endurance, perseverance, victory. We step forward with our Netzach, reaching the fingers high. So whereas the trunk is the core of who we are, the branches are the paths that we choose in life, the directions we go. Also, branches reach, so they represent what we are yearning for, what we are reaching for. The branches are all the dynamic, growing pieces of ourself. Nice big inhale, lifting up the breath all the way up through the fingertips. Exhale, release the hands to the mat, lift the left heel, plant the left palm, and we'll inhale the right hand, sweeping it open to the right. Kabbalistically, the right arm represents chesed, which is kindness, our ability to give and extend, expand, and open. So feeling that branch of chesed, and then bring the palm back to the mat, step it back into down dog. Feet to touch. Inhale the left leg high. Exhale, step the left foot between the hands, right heel lowers. Inhale, sweep the hands up into a warrior one. We're stepping forward now with the left foot branch, which is Hod. Hod is humility, softness, our ability to retreat, to surrender, to step back. Thinking about times in life where we have to soften, step back, and surrender instead of march forward. Feel the core of your trunk strong and sturdy, and the branches strengthening, reaching, growing. One big inhale. Exhale, circle the arms to the top of the mat. Swivel the right heel up as you plant the right palm and the inside of the foot, and inhale, the hand opens to the side of Gevurah, the left side. So we're in a nice twist, cleansing out the spine, opening to the left, and Gevurah is our side of strength, boundaries, and inward focus. And Kabbalistically, just looking to the left and praying for more Gevurah, we invite that energy in, which is exactly what we're doing right now. So if you're someone who needs more boundaries, structure, or strength, now's the time, bring it in. And then release the hands to the mat, step back into your dog. Slide forward into plank and chaturanga. Inhale, the heart reaches forward. Exhale, hips up and back. Nice. Let's lighten the knees, hop or jump to the top of your mat. Forward fold. Feel yourself pouring down. And allow a gentle sway, that element of air, to just rock you right and left like you're swaying in the wind. Allowing yourself to move with the winds of change and movement and flexibility. Wind also gives us an agility of mind, our ability to imagine, to be creative. And as we bend the knees, let's inhale that element of wind up through our trunk, reaching on high, and exhale, hands to the heart. Now, once we've come in through our branches, we can ascend to the level of fruit. So let's come into our peak pose, tree pose, of course. Spread the left toes and plant them down. Pop the right knee forward and out. And then lift that sole of the foot either below or above the knee, pressing firmly. So we'll start by imagining the level of roots in that sole of foot, grounding us down, connecting us to Mother Earth, to our matriarchs, to our ancestors, to all beings that have walked before us. And then lift our consciousness up to the core, our trunk, the torso, feeling strong and sturdy. And then lift through the arms, through our branches. And actually the Hebrew word for Shvat this month comes from Shvatim, which are tribes, and it also means branches. So even though there's the core collective of Judaism, the Shvatim are the different tribes that settle different places of the land, and they allow for different expressions of Torah, different pathways of wisdom. So we can ask ourselves, what pathway do we fit in? What area of Jewish life allows us to shine, allows us to express our full self? And then we'll bring our hands forward like we're holding a basket of sweet, luscious fruits and send them forth to the world. You can imagine any fruits that you like. This is our sweet offering to the world. Keep your hands in front of you. Bring the right knee in and send the right foot back as you give the fruits in front of you. And then release the hands down. Lift the right heel up. Nice opening in that standing leg. Let the neck lengthen. Move to the top of the mat. And from standing splits, we'll step the right foot all the way down behind us. Right knee lowers to the mat. Inhale, sweep the hands high. And I'd like us to bring the fingertips to touch over the crown of the head. The sphira connected to Shvat is Keter, which is the crown. And it's connected to the tribe of the month Asher, representing abundance, like Ashrei, fortunate are you. We eat sweet, luscious fruits. Keter is the place of pleasure. And we have so much pleasure in Shvat. It says, taste and see that Hashem is good. We get to experience divine tainug, divine pleasure from this place of Keter. And like we're peeling away the hard layer, the external fruit, release the right palm down, taking away the kernel, the shell, and then bring the left hand down, revealing the sweet, luscious fruits. And then send the palms in front of you. Lift the right knee, step back, downward facing dog. Settling here in your dog. And then sliding on forward into your plank. Lifting the heels above the toes. Let's take a chaturanga. Inhale, pulling the heart forward and up. Exhale, sending it backwards. Light bend in the knees, look forward and hop to the top of your mat. Fold. Take a deep inhale, inviting in the wind, the ruach, sweeping the fingertips up. Exhale, hands to the heart. And then release them down. We'll come to the other side for tree. So spreading the right foot, all the toes, planting the foot down, imagining roots growing downwards, popping the knee forward and to the side, and finding the placement that feels good for you. Wherever you are, make a firm connection between the sole of the foot and the inner thigh. Let's bring awareness to the roots below the ground, into the Adamah. And the word Adamah is connected to Edemah, which is imagination, because our ability to remain connected to our roots allows us to imagine what spiritual fruits we can bring into the world. So rising up through the trunk, through the branches, and then cupping the hands and holding the most sweet, beautiful, vibrant fruits that you can imagine in the palms of your hands. Slide the knee forward, press the palms in front of you, and send the left heel back like you're giving your fruits forward. The fruit tree that keeps giving. Release the hands down. Left heel rises, spreading the heels away from each other. Lengthen the neck as you grow the crown down. And then set the left toes behind you. Soften the knee to the mat. Inhale, lifting the arms and bringing the fingertips to touch, making a big aura of light around the crown of the head, lifting up through our keter, our sphira of the crown. And the crown is always connected to the divine realms. And it's through eating fruit, the sweet, luscious fruits in TuB'Shvat, that we can draw down divine pleasure from Keter into our senses. Feel a nice opening and expansion of the chest. And then peel the right hand down, like we're opening a pomegranate. Peel the left down, and a pomegranate actually does have a crown on the top of the head. What a majestic fruit. So one of the 7 species of Israel, the pomegranate, the rimon, connected with the Sphira of Hod, or humility. Feel yourself just glowing with that keter, that awareness above the crown. Then release the hands down. Step back into your dog. Slide it forward for a vinyasa. Chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing. Exhale, downward facing. Ah, beautiful. Feeling all parts of your tree wakeful, alive, ready for this new month to unfold life's process. And let's bring the feet to touch. We'll inhale the right leg high, bend the knee and open the hip. Roll out that right ankle, gazing under the forearm. Then send the right foot back, gaze forward and bring the right knee to the outer right wrist, setting up for a pigeon pose. And we'll start by pressing the right hand on the right knee, the left hand on the left heel, lifting up here, grounding down through that left leg. And this month invites us to tune in to our inner seasons of change. We're not stuck. We're not a linear creation, but we, like the trees, grow in cyclical motions. We all have our summer period that is bright and illuminated, our fruition, our time of abundance. And then we have a time of fall. Let's bring the hands down into sleeping pigeon. And fall teaches us to let things go. Just like a tree releases its leaves, we also have to let go of things that aren't in our best interests, our patterns that are blocking us from rising to our highest tree self. So allowing that phase of falling out. Sometimes that falling out feels like we're falling out of alignment, but really it's for our best good. There's our winter, this time that we've just come through, this hibernation, a time of retreat, rest and restoring, and emerging towards Nisan, which is the spring, the resurrection, where new life happens. And the marking of this new life happens on TuB'Shvat, when the Seraph begins to rise. Even though it looks cold above ground and dead above ground, under the ground, new life is stirring. There's always new life stirring above ground, below our subconscious, even when we don't see it. We have to believe that change, that goodness, that sweet nectar of life is flowing. Bring the palms down. Tuck the left toes. Send it back, down dog. And inhale the left leg high, bend the knee, open the hip. Roll out that ankle as you gaze under the forearm. And then straighten the leg, left knee to outer left wrist. Setting up for our pigeon, we'll bring the right hand on the right heel, left hand on the left knee. And just ground for a moment. Letting the breath flow through you. And we'll come down into a sleeping pigeon, bringing the forearms in front of you or the forehead onto your mat, opening through the hip. Just like the circular rungs of a tree, we are always evolving through the seasons. And the 4 seasons is connected to the 4 elements and the 4 letters of God's name, the 4 corners of this mat, and the 4 cups of wine that we drink on TuB'Shvat, all reminding us, all pointing us to this idea of circular movement and change, connecting with the natural rhythms of life. Few more breaths here. And these 4 seasons also correspond, just like the 4 cups of wine, to the 4 Kabbalistic worlds, which make up the tree of life, the tree of life that we celebrate this Shvat. So we have Asiyah, the world of action, that's connected to the element of earth. Then we have Beriah, and this is the element of water. Then we have Yetzirah, connected to the element of air. This is the worlds of formation, the worlds of thoughts, and Beriah is the world of emotion. And then we have Atzilut, which is the world of essence, creativity, and that is the element of fire. So honoring all of the 4 stages of the Seder, the tree, the roots, the trunk, the branches, the fruit, all of the 4s that bring us into harmony with nature. Let's come back into downward facing dog. Few breaths here. And then we'll hop forward and come right onto our backs. Bringing the knees into the chest, connecting to that circular rhythm of life by circulating the knees, feeling the low back in a rhythmic pulse around the mat. Nice and circular the other way. And excuse me, I think the worlds actually go in a different order. It goes Asiyah, Yetzirah, then Beriah, then Atzilut. I'm sorry for mixing that up. I will write the correct order in the comments here. That just came to me now. Then we'll open the heels and draw the knees down, opening the soles of the feet. Breathing here and asking ourselves, how can we allow the tree of life to express through us? We are created in the image of the tree of life, the spherotic tree. We have so many deep similarities and connections with the trees around us. So may this month bring us into deeper harmony with all the energies of ourself and also with our friends, the trees. Let that wind element just rock you right and left. A nice sway. Then bring the feet in front of you, and we'll take a dynamic bridge pose here. So inhale, lifting the low back, lifting the pelvis, sweeping the hands behind you, rising the front body up. Exhale, rolling the spine down, palms to the mat. Inhale to lift and rise like the rising seraph. What are we growing to? What are we reaching for? Exhale, returning to the earth. Feeling all the seeds that we have planted below ground. And inhale like we're lifting them up, growing. Exhale, send it down. One more. Inhale, engage the thighs, the glutes, the low back. Exhale all the way down. And if you'd like to take a full wheel pose here, go ahead and try. Otherwise, you can just take a stable bridge. So if you're in wheel, let's start by connecting with the earth, grounding through the palms and the feet, and then lifting and rounding the spine. Opening through the heart, growing that Keter crown towards the earth. Big extension, expansion. And slowly lower all the way to the mat. And we'll extend in final Shabbat pose. And the word for Shvat is the same letters as Shabbat, which is rest, a time to restore, replenish, and receive all the fruits of our labor, allowing the tree of life to express through us. We'll take a body scan through our tree of life. Beginning at Keter, the crown of our head, like the crown of the pomegranate, the rimon, connecting to this top space of the head and asking myself, have I dined with the divine today? What is my relationship with the upper realms? And then just very briefly, Chachma being a das, the right brain being Chachma, the left hemisphere being Bina, and das being our third eye space. This is according to Sarah Yehudit Schneider, these upper intellectual sphirot are the roots of the tree. Our roots come from above, whereas a tree's roots come from below. So we're just like an upside down tree. And let's bring awareness to the right arm of Chesed. Just say, I am aware of my right arm. I'm aware of my ability to give, to love, to extend and open. And the right arm of Chesed connects to the 7 species of the wheat. And the left arm corresponds to barley. So let's bring awareness here and say, I'm aware of my left arm. I'm aware of my ability to set boundaries, to increase in strength, and to focus on myself. This is my arm of receiving. I'm aware of my left arm. And bringing awareness to the heart. This is the seat of Tiferes, connected with the 7 species of grapes. Bringing awareness down the torso. I'm aware of my heart. I'm aware of my Tiferet beauty and harmony, my ability to integrate both the right and the left side. And then descending down into the right leg, from the right hip crease all the way down the leg, saying to ourselves, I'm aware of my right leg. I'm aware of my netzach qualities, my ability to persevere forward. This is related to the figs that we eat on TuB'Shevat. I'm aware of my right leg. Then bringing awareness to the left leg. This is the seat of Hod, humility, softness, and connected with the rimon, the pomegranate. I'm aware of my left leg. And then bringing awareness to our yesod, our reproductive organs, connecting with the species of the olive, the zeytin. This is our foundation, our sense of relationship. I am aware of my yesod. And then bringing the hands on the low belly, connecting to malchus through the womb and through the feet. I'm aware of my womb. I'm aware of my feet. Malchus being in the world of action. And Malchus is the receiving vessel, the feminine, just like the 7th emotional sphera is Malchus, the 7th day is Shabbat, connected with Shvat. So this is our ability to receive from the tree of life and to express our fruits into this world. To release the hands and extend them long behind you, opening up to the tree of life. Allowing ourselves to partake in so much pleasure this month, knowing that the source is from above, from divine. Let's roll onto the side into a fetus position and then sit up on our hips, bringing the hands to the heart, gently bowing towards the wisdom of the tree of life within us and the trees around us. And may the trees be our great teacher, and may we use this month to harmonize all of our inner energies, all the parts of ourself, and grow strong and tall and sturdy like a tree. Thank you so much. Happy Shvat, happy TuB'Shvat. Hope you enjoyed this flow.